Hi everybody, and welcome back to FANG Friday. I'm Ross Healy, the chairman of Strategic Analysis Corporation and a senior portfolio manager at McNichol and Associates Asset Management. I certainly continue to be appreciative of the growth in the audience of FANG Friday, and certainly I think for any client or any of the listeners rather who would like to learn more, then please go to strategicanalysis.ca and remember to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can get these videos every Friday. Okay, anyway, let's sort of get right to it. We're going to be fairly brief this week because not a lot happened, although there's a couple of really interesting things going on. Let's start off with Amazon. And what can we say about Amazon? I had issued a buy on the stock when it broke out above its HB3, which is 16 times book value, and it continues to stay there. I think as long as this COVID-19 pandemic, recession, whatever you want to call it, it continues to be of enormous help to Amazon's business, and we continue to think that the possibilities of the company, or at least of the stock rather, moving up to about the 2,800 mark is pretty high. Now, last week I showed you Alphabet, and Alphabet was coming right up hard against its LSG price, and I said at the time, you know, you might want to hold and hope that the stock will actually can do what it's done in the past and go higher. But for myself, I would probably take my money off the table. And of course, that turned out to be not a bad plan. The stock has set back a little bit here, and now we kind of wait and see. But before we come to any conclusions, let's go and take a quick look at Facebook, which did exactly the same thing. And it's interesting that both of Facebook and Alphabet, of course, are highly dependent on advertising revenues, and their fair market value lines in both cases have turned down. And now we wait and see whether they can sort of gather enough momentum to break out and move higher, or whether that's it. For myself, I would rather be sitting on the sidelines and watching and waiting, and then take action if action needs to be taken. Now, three stocks are doing something actually, which I hope you'll find is quite interesting. The first one, let's take a look at Apple, and I hope you can see here that very faint dotted line across the chart, joining the highs in early 2020 with the current price, and it's practically at the same level. In other words, what I think is going on is that the market technicians are looking at Apple sort of coming back up again to the old high, and then saying, well, you know, maybe that's it, in which case we'd better watch out. And this isn't the only stock where this is happening, because look at NVIDIA, the same thing. They come precisely to where the stock had been, and then there's this little kind of a setback taking place as the stock kind of ponders whether it wants to move higher or not. And the last one is Microsoft. Well, you look at the SVA chart of Microsoft, and Microsoft's in the middle of nowhere. But if you look at it from a market technician point of view, look at that. The stock has come right back up again to where it was in January of this year, and the stock has set back. Now, it turns out, I think, that is not going to be a technical top, and we continue to think that we'll be heading on to its HB2, which is $204. But as I say, it's interesting that for the moment that market technicians have taken over. Finally, Let's go and review Netflix, which, as I've been showing you for some time now, has just been sort of bang, bang, bang at heaven's door and hasn't been able to get through the HB4 as of yet. So we continue to watch that stock for an opportunity, if an opportunity presents itself, but we haven't seen that happen yet. And of course, finally, our canary, if you like, in the coal mine is Disney, and Disney has been doing exactly the same thing as has Netflix. It's been also knocking at heaven's door as well, and it hasn't been able to break out either. Now, the difference between the two, of course, is that Disney's fair market value, the earnings, and the fair market value have been falling due to the mix of business that this company is in, whereas Netflix has continued to ooze higher. But nonetheless, I continue to think that these are going to go together. Anyway, that's it for FANG Friday of this week. I hope that you have enjoyed it. And if you would like to learn more, then please go to info@strategicanalysis.ca. And do remember, of course, that our fees are entirely tax deductible. So, as I like to quote the Mexicans as saying, it's practically free. Anyway, that's it for FANG Friday for this week. This has been Ross Healy, the chairman of Strategic Analysis Corporation and senior portfolio manager at McNichol & Associates Asset Management, reminding you that nothing, including investing, is difficult if you have the right tools. And I think this week in particular highlights the power of structural valuation analysis. Have a good week. I will see you next Friday.